Morning guys, how's it going? Okay, this weather is just ridiculous. It's supposed to be, the day's getting longer. Still pretty dark though. Anyways, on waiting to get into a dynamic in the BDSM world. OMG. Okay, so you went through your frenzy. Now what are you doing? Are you looking for a dom or a sub? Looking for the other half to teach you how, what, where, why, and experiences and all that? Okay, yeah, we've all been through that. I myself have done that. Jumped in, sharks, water sharks, in any kind of pool or relationship, kink, or anything to do with sex. So, yeah, I did meet somebody. Yeah, I did briefly have one, and then I didn't. Yeah, it happens. A lot of lessons learned, a lot of things that happened. And later on, I think I was fully into exploring, and then about a year into it, I still hadn't had an official relationship or started one. And someone actually asked me, why don't I have, being a sub S type, why don't I have a dominant or am I in a relationship? They said, what's wrong with me? I said, there's nothing wrong with me. Or what do you mean? What? She said, why don't you have one? You should have one. I said, I don't need one, because, well, why would I want one? Just because they're a dominant? Just because they say that they're a master? Just because they say that they can teach me stuff? I had to explain that after, having those experiences when I first jumped in, that I realized that I wanted to be, well, for one thing, there's plenty of things I can explore without having or being in a dynamic. Plenty of things, many things, pretty much most of the things that you can experience physically, some emotionally, some mentally, you can experience with people that you you network with, that can scratch your itch. Being in a dynamic, though, is a whole other kettle of fish. And to actually, for me, being in a dynamic, I wanted to know that I was in it and being with somebody for the right reasons, not for that label, not for what they could do for me, but the person, the actual person, that I could actually be with them and respect them, their views, their codes, their personal code, I guess, their ethics, their minds, everything. That's why it took me ages to find somebody. Well, that I actually looked out and actually actively looked for somebody. I didn't. I made a decision to see what I could do, what I could explore without being in a relationship. Actively resisted being in any sort of relationship and said, no, I want to see what I can do, how far I can go, what I can experience without that tie. And I reflected that in my profile, saying, if you're interested in, sex stuff, just go away. Don't want it. Don't care about it. I'm exploring stuff. Go away. That's helpful in the fact that it gets rid of a lot of people that are just into it just for quick times and stuff like that. But it also helped me understand a lot of what I do, why I do it, who I could do it with, and how far I wanted to take it. And quite a few people, they've asked me a lot of questions in the intervening time since I first started, and meeting a lot of people. I've also been told that there's times when I should just give up on something, and I said, well, no, look, I believe firmly that there are people that are worth fighting for. They're worth devoting all this time and energy for, because I made that decision, I made that commitment. And that's the kind of person they are, that's the kind of person I am. So going into relationships for a full-time 24/7 dynamic that I wanted and that I envisaged, I was quite happy to wait, I guess. I didn't actively look for it, as I said. And sometimes if you do actively look for it, I mean, you put like a wish list down and then you go, okay, that's what I want. But I put it aside and then enjoy myself. If it comes along, it comes along. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still going to explore and improve me. So that's why I do encourage people to wait. But in the meantime, that doesn't stop you from exploring with other people. Yeah, so what is it that you want in a dynamic, short term, medium term, long term? Are you willing to wait for the right person? What are the signs, do you think, that you have the right person? And how much effort and time are you willing to put into that person and that relationship? It doesn't have to be a full-on 24/7. It doesn't have to be mono. It can be poly. It can be anything you want. It doesn't even have to involve sex. It's just that connection that you have, that dynamic that you have with somebody. You know, what is that you want? So, to all the new people that come in and immediately start looking for a dominant or a submissive or getting into a relationship, I do encourage you to network first, get your friends, figure out what it is that you want. That's what, to me, it was worth waiting for. Anyway, Monday, kind of gloomy. I get to see how my mushrooms are doing. I've left them alone all weekend. Hopefully they've exploded into a frenzy of multiplying, like my mycelium. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.